Hello, everyone. That was Jackie Green. You know me. I'm Jamie. Thank you so much. It's been a while. I hope that everybody is doing well, staying safe, all of those things. And that's a nice little segue to our show today because we are joined once again by Dan Mason. Who put that light there? I know I'm going to get blamed for that. Joined today by Dan Mason. Of course, he is the general manager of your Rochester Red Wings. So let's bring him on.
Jamie, how you doing?
Dan, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. A month before opening day, so can't wait to get going and welcome our fans back to the ballpark.
Oh, man, I cannot wait either, Dan, and we will certainly jump right into it. But if you'd like, why don't you take a moment, let everybody know who you are and what you've been up to?
Sure. Dan Mason, general manager for your Rochester Red Wings, and basically just been getting ready to welcome our fans back to the ballpark. Our season starts on May 4th on the road at Lehigh Valley, and then we'll be back here to Frontier Field on May 18th for the home opener, and it'll be the first of 60 games here in Rochester this year. We'll be playing May 18th through September 19th this season. So, we'll have a reduced capacity, but certainly a reduced capacity is better than zero capacity, which is where we were at last summer. So it's going to be awesome to have fans back and baseball being played here at the ballpark this year.
Yeah. So we can start right there. What is the seating arrangements or the limited capacity, as you say?
So we can have 20% capacity, which equates to around 2,900 fans. And fans will have to be seated in pods of between 1 and 8 people. So 8 is the maximum group size that you can have. And then those pods would be separated socially distanced. So, we can fit right now, at least at 20%, we can fit around 2,900 people here for ball games.
Awesome. So, I mean, our people who live together obviously will be in a pod. I mean, how, I know you're not going to be checking people's mail, but how is that going to work?
Well, if you were to buy 8 tickets, then, the people that are with you, you can sit with them, and everybody will have to prove that they've been vaccinated or prove that they have had a negative COVID test, either a rapid test within 6 hours of the game or a PCR test within 72 hours of the game. So, it really, if you buy 8 tickets, then you and 7 guests can hang out in that grouping together.
Awesome. Very cool. So obviously we had the COVID situation, that's still ongoing, but there was some also some pretty big other news in Red Wings world in that the parent team is now the Washington Nationals. Obviously, for a long time, it was the Minnesota Twins. So how did that end up going down, Dan?
Well, Major League Baseball took over minor league baseball this season, and as part of that restructuring, they decided to align different major league teams with minor league affiliates that were closer in proximity to those major league ballparks. So Minnesota became aligned with a team in St. Paul, which is about 15 minutes from Target Field in Minneapolis. And then the Washington Nationals were out in Fresno, California. So not an ideal situation for
Yeah.
them in terms of getting players back and forth. As guys got called up, it was it's a long flight to DC from Fresno, and a 3 hour difference in time zones and so forth. So, anyways, MLB decided to align the Red Wings with the Nationals, and we're very excited to start our partnership with the Nats. And they won the World Series in 2019, and hopefully they will win it again soon.
Yeah. Um, and I believe that the MLB had taken over the minors before COVID. So these, changes, the geographical things weren't a direct result of COVID, but that may have hastened some of these decisions. Is that the case?
I think minor league baseball and Major League Baseball were in negotiations. Really, when COVID struck last year in March, when we all went home, and they continued throughout the summer, but uh, at the end, they just Major League Baseball took over running the minor leagues. So that'll happen in the fall, and the realignment took place in the fall as well. And so we're just really looking forward to working with the Nationals. They've been great partners so far, both on the business side of things and on the baseball side of things. And I think we're going to have some really exciting players here this year. And Matthew Lecroy will be our manager, a guy who played here um, during the Twins era, and just an awesome human being and a great manager as well. So just can't wait to get things started. It's been, by the time we play on May 18th, it'll be over 600 days between games. The last time we played a game here was September of 2019.
Wow. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully
Uh,
hopefully we never have a stretch like that again.
yeah. Here's to hoping, Dan. So I know obviously the Twins were here for a while. And while we all know it's a business, was it sudden? Was it a surprise? Or did kind of you guys know that things were going to be changing, just kind of unsure of how or what that might look like?
Yeah, I think it wasn't a complete surprise. But it was, yeah, I wouldn't say it was a complete surprise, but the end is always, a little when the finality of it takes place, it's a little weird,
Yeah,
but it was a great run with the Twins, and we wish them nothing but the best. Um, but we're, like I said, we're really excited about our new partnership with the Nats.
of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to ask you if you cried, Dan. You can tell me
No,
after.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I only cry when I watch Rudy.
All right.
So,
Okay. So last question about your ex, Dan, I promise. Is it hard for you? Because I know it's a little hard for me when you're maybe looking at the major league box scores. Do you still see how the Twins are doing? Keep an eye on some of those guys that really grew up here in Rochester.
yeah, I still have a lot of friends in the organization, both on the field and in the front office, and so yeah, I definitely look to see how some of those guys are performing on the field, and still pulling for them to have great careers. And baseball's a funny game. You never know uh,
That's
where
true.
you're going to end up after a few seasons. So some of these guys, I'm sure, over the next 10 years might end up playing for the Wings again or playing for the Nationals. So you just never know. Ryan Harper, a guy who played for us parts of 19 and parts of 18.
Hmm.
Um, he pitched for the Nationals a couple nights ago, and there's a chance at some point he'll be here in Rochester this year. So Sam Clay is another guy that pitched briefly for us in 19. He's got a chance to pitch here as well. So you just never know where you're going to end up as a baseball player, and sometimes things come full circle, and some of those guys that used to play here might end up playing here again.
Sure, especially in the minors. It's you look at a baseball card and he's, wow, this guy's got some real frequent flyer miles here. So great. So who are maybe some up and coming stars that, well, I mean, maybe we shouldn't get used to seeing here in Rochester because they may be on their way to Washington at some point. But, who are some guys that you think Rochester's really going to enjoy seeing play?
Well, I think they've got some really big pitchers, guys that are like 6'4", 6'5", that throw hard. Now, they may not start the season here, but, in terms of their, bigger prospects, it's more on the pitching front. Big guys that throw really hard. That's sort of how they draft. So we probably won't see those guys for a couple years, but Cade Cavalli and Jackson Rutledge are a couple names to keep in mind.
Those names, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I've heard
players.
Luis Garcia
He played for the Nats last year as a 20-year-old and second baseman, infielder. He probably will start the season here, but he's a guy too that I think Wings fans are. He's definitely going to have a big league career, and will probably get called up, at some point again this season. But there's a decent chance he would start here, and that's definitely a guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I know that's one of the big names that I've heard. The other two names that you mentioned, I am familiar with them, which is a little scary. So let's talk about the ballpark. Obviously, there is limited attendance. How do people go about getting tickets?
So our ticket office is going to open on May 10th. And that'll be the first time that we go on sale. And this year we're doing things much differently in terms of tickets so that we can adjust to the ever-changing rules and regulations that the state puts out. Like I said, right now we're at 20%, but we anticipate maybe even before opening day that number will increase. So on May 10th, we'll go on sale with tickets for games May 18th through the 23rd. And then on May 17th, we'll put tickets on sale for the following homestand. So, we're going to do it one homestand at a time so that if we get to a point where it really opens up to either full capacity or 75% capacity, what have you, that we can put some of our season ticket holders back into their more typical locations. Because right now we're still in the process of finding out from our season ticket holders if they're going to opt in for the season or roll their tickets over to 2022. And for those that opt in, we need to place them socially distant from other, groups of season seat holders. We also had to block off the front row of every section, and the couple rows behind both dugouts. That's a Major League Baseball rule. So, once we get our season seat holders placed, then we'll have a much better idea how many tickets we'll be able to put on sale to the general public and general ticket buyers.
Sure. And that's at RochesterRedWings.com that people can get their tickets?
RedWingsBaseball.com.
RedWingsBaseball.com. Great. Now, are there any rule changes? I know that the last few years, Major League Baseball has kind of been giving new rules or prospective rules, kind of a trial run in the AAA, one of which we saw last year in the majors, which was in extra innings. The team that's batting starts with a runner on second. I don't know how many years it's been, but I know the pitchers in AAA have a shot clock. Anything else that might be new at the ballpark?
Yeah, this year we're going to have larger bases. Um, so the traditional bases are 15 inches, and these are going to be 18, and they're going to be a little um, not quite as tall, and made with a different material so that um, it's a safer base for players, but also they're doing it to encourage more stolen base attempts and encourage the running game. So it's a safety feature plus something that's done to encourage more base stealing.
Um, and I'm not too bright, Dan. How exactly is a bigger base going to encourage base stealing? Because there's 6 fewer inches in the base path?
You're a little bit closer to second base if you're on first base. So they really
Okay.
feel like it's gonna make a big difference, and it might. I mean, you think of how many close plays there are,
Yeah.
and it certainly could have an impact.
Yeah. And that's interesting. I know I'd seen recently, I don't know if this trend has continued, but like through the first couple weeks in the majors, the steal percentage was 80%, which I don't know what it normally is, but I know it's normally not that high. And that is a
Correct.
very high percentage. Um, so
And I
yeah,
and I think in the major leagues there's less stolen bases, so less guys are attempting stolen bases, but the guys that are attempting them are the guys that are really fast, and
right.
so it's it really has become with in the age of analytics, there's a lot less stolen base attempts. So I
Yeah.
think this the larger bases is one of the things they're doing to try to encourage more base stealing and make it, because obviously it makes things more exciting when guys are doing it.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a more exciting play in baseball, certainly not without a ball in play, than a stolen base.
Right.
Um, I guess there's something about as an audience, and this is, in theater or sport or anything, where you know that something is happening before the people on the field can react to it, that really builds some excitement. You see the guy going to second, and the pitcher, is in his windup.
Yep.
Um, so that is certainly interesting. And I know that starting with Moneyball and, just continuing with the analytics, the thought is you don't want to waste an out. If
Right.
you've got a guy at the plate that, especially, increasingly so today, the hope is that he's going to hit a home run. Well, it doesn't matter if the guy's on first or second when he hits a home run. What matters is if the guy's out trying to steal second.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be. I would love to see a few more stolen base attempts, and I mean, I would think the Nationals simply, again, looking the difference between the Twins and the Nationals. I would think the Nationals are built to run more.
Hmm.
So that will be something we'll be looking out for. Any other rules changes or trials?
That's it for AAA. So there's a couple of other rules changes at the lower minor leagues, and honestly, I'm blanking on what those are right now. But
That
because I focus more on what is really going to concern us, so that would be the one thing that's going to concern us.
so you focus on your job more than
Well,
the
the double A guys
actual
have
play?
other things to worry about, and the single A guys have other rules changes to worry about. But the one that we have to worry about is the bases, and then we've got quite a bit going on this year to make sure a lot of COVID protocols. So we've been spending a lot of time on that. Making sure that we're in compliance with the state and local health department regulations, but also with Major League Baseball protocols for the players.
Yeah. So for the people, the folks that are going to show up to a game, um, what is the game day experience going to look like differently than maybe the last time they were at Frontier Field?
Well, there'll be a lot more hand sanitizer stations, I can tell you that. When you come into the ballpark, you'll have to, again, prove that you've been vaccinated or prove that you have a negative COVID test. So you'll have to have that ready to present to our security, along with your ID that matches your test results or your vaccination card. And then you'll get your temperature checked. Then you'll come in. We'll have, just about all of our concession stands will be open this year. There's probably one or two that won't, but most of the concession stands will be open this year. We won't be able to do anything, at least for now, on the field in terms of having other fans or even myself or other employees can't go on the field, only grounds crew. So
Spike is
pregame,
Spike
Spikes
still a
can't go
thing?
on the field. Yeah,
Okay.
he's here, but even Spikes and Mitzi, and Mac, they cannot, they really can't high five or uh, hug people,
Mhm.
but they can certainly wave, and they're still going to be present, and they'll still be firing up the crowd for sure. But our in-game promotions, we're going to have a stage set up over here on the first base concourse and broadcast our promotions up to the video board because we can't do anything on the field. National anthems, they'll also be held there on the stage and broadcast to the video board. God Bless America, the Take Me Out to the Ball Game, all that will be done from inside the concourse here and then broadcast up to the video boards. So we're still going to do our best to keep fans entertained between innings, as we always have. It'll just look a little bit different in that we're not doing it on the field, and that's a Major League Baseball rule. Until things loosen up, and we do think things are going to get better as the summer progresses, right?
Yeah.
But to start, that's kind of what it'll look like.
And should people, I mean, I guess I could probably answer this myself. So, how much extra time should people plan to get in? Because I know that, for a regular game, if you get there and the line is 25 feet deep, you're still in a minute and a half. I'm guessing it's going to be slower. Do you have maybe an estimate or a time frame? Give yourself 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be at least probably closer to 15 minutes longer than what it maybe used to take, or 5 or 10. It really depends on when you show up, right? I mean,
Mhm.
we're still going to have for the amount of people that we're going to have, it's not overwhelming, so we should be able to get everybody in a fairly quick fashion. Especially if everybody's ready. When you get up to the
Oh
security
my God.
checkpoint, have your
Don't get
ID
me
ready. Have
started
your
on those guys, Dan.
Yeah, have your vaccination proof ready or your test proof ready, your ID ready. If everybody's ready when they get to the screening point, then things will move along quickly, and we think we'll be able to get everybody in. We'll have four gates at the main gate open, um, so we can spread people out, and so I think we'll be able to get people in fairly quickly, but definitely maybe plan to get here 5 or 10 minutes earlier than you normally do.
Great. Now, what about, obviously, you guys are known for, as we've talked about before, Dan, it's a great night or afternoon of entertainment, whether you're the biggest baseball fan ever or if you've never seen a baseball glove. You guys really go above and beyond with the stadium experience. Whether it's the food, whether it's the extracurriculars, the things between innings, fireworks, things like that. What are the plans that way? I mean, is there
Sure.
still going to be fireworks?
Oh yeah, our goal is still to entertain the heck out of you, Jamie. Whether you love baseball or you're not a huge baseball fan, we're still going to have fireworks. We're still going to have giveaway nights. We're still going to, have promotions between innings, promotions pregame. So the name of the game for us here in the front office is entertain the fans. Whether the team is winning or losing, it shouldn't matter. We want you as a fan to walk out of this ballpark with a smile on your face. And we're still going to have a lot of great food, a lot of great variety with our food. Still going to play great music. Still going to make you want to get up and dance and cheer for your wings. We know you like your wings hot, and we're going to make sure that everybody has a great time whenever they come out to Frontier Field.
Awesome. The organ player's still there then?
Fred Costello, still here. You bet. Tickling the ivories.
I love that guy. I was sitting there once actually with my son and the Boy Scouts, and it was like 150-degree day. And out of nowhere, he busts out a little shakedown street. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very hip.
And very versatile.
No doubt.
Some of the stuff that he plays that I have to pretend I don't know, but it's like, well, that's well played. I don't know who did that first.
Yeah.
I can take or leave fireworks, really, Dan, but I know a lot of people like them.
Yeah.
And what is that? And every Friday night or every Saturday night?
We are definitely going to do most Saturdays every Saturday starting in June, and then we'll have some Fridays, but not every Friday. But every Saturday starting in June. So we may have a few less shows this year, but we know people love fireworks, and it's been a long time since people have seen fireworks. Really, we didn't. You couldn't really go anywhere last year to see. Well, there was obviously some unsanctioned shows that were going off around town, but nothing to the extent of like what we do here.
Yeah. That's a great point. Are there any new concession stands? It's probably a hard time to recruit new businesses, but anything new?
We're nothing new this year, but we'll have a lot of the great variety that our fans have become accustomed to. It'll be a little bit less. Some items we had to take off, just like a lot of restaurants are doing, because of COVID. You got to keep your the products that you have, so more of your staple products that so. We'll have, but we'll still have an amazing variety, and still a lot of the stands will be open. I think all but 2 of them will be open, but a lot of portable stands still open. So we'll be ready, and we know people love to eat when they come to the ballpark, and it's still going to be delicious as ever.
Awesome. How's the field? Field in decent shape?
Yes, it's a little bit white right now.
After today's snow? Yeah, what the heck is that, man?
I don't know. That wasn't too good. I felt like it was opening day, a few opening days that I've had here, but it's no, the field's looking great, and it's probably as green as any lawn in Monroe County right now, and we're we got a lot of work to do around the ballpark to get it ready and cleaned up, but we're really looking forward to getting everyone back here on the 18th, and we'll be ready to go for sure.
Very cool. Now, May 18th, is that later than usual for opening day?
Much later, yeah. We usually open up the first week of April. So it got pushed back because of COVID. MLB was hoping to get a lot of the players vaccinated before sending them out for their minor league seasons. And I think a lot of our players are going to be vaccinated, at least one shot by the time they get here. Yeah. And then many of them will be getting their second shot while they're here in town, and then we'll get it rolling for the season.
Very good. Is the length of the season the same? With it starting late, are there how many games are there going to be?
We're going to have 60 games at home and 120 total. Normally we have 144, so it'll be less this year than a typical season, but we're actually going to go later this year in the calendar year. We're going to go to September 19th this year, so that's a new change. In years past, we really only had about 1 day off a month, whereas this year we're going to have 1 day off a week. So every Monday the team will be off. So it's a big change for our players. and a welcome change for them, I'm sure, to
Yeah.
get rest and a chance to get healthy and to stay healthy.
Yeah, and it's a predictable schedule. That's nice. So
This,
every Monday they're off, the other six they're on.
exactly. So we always know every Monday is going to be an off day, and every Tuesday through Sunday we're going to be playing ball.
And a Sunday rain out, is that going to be a Monday doubleheader?
No, we would just make it up the next time that the team is here or the next time that we go to their place. So that's another big change this year is that our home stands will be Tuesday through Sunday. We'll play the same team all 6 days, where in the past we would play a team for 3 or 4 days, and then another team would come in for 3 or 4 days. This year, in an effort to keep the players in as much of a bubble as we can, we'll play the same team for 6 days in a row.
That's kind of cool. So, I mean, the season is a series of 6 game series.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That,
So we hope to catch a lot of teams when they're down, and we're hot. So that's what we're hoping for this year.
yeah, and I'm going to get you out of here in a minute, Dan. I know you're busy. Have the divisions changed at all, or who should we expect to be seeing as opponents here?
Yeah, this year it's going to be much different. We're only playing teams within our division, again, in an effort to to limit travel and to keep our players in as much of a bubble as possible. So we're only going to be playing teams in our division. So that'd be Buffalo, Syracuse, Lehigh Valley, Scranton, and Worcester, which used to be Pawtucket. And actually, Buffalo is going to be starting the season, at least in Trenton, because the Blue Jays, their parent club, is going to be most likely playing in Buffalo starting in June, early June. The Toronto Blue Jays, excuse me, will be playing in Buffalo. So the Bisons needed a place to play, so they're going to end up starting the season in Trenton, New Jersey, and then if the Blue Jays can move up to Toronto at some point this summer, then the Bisons would move back to Buffalo.
Where is Toronto playing right now?
They're in Dunedin, Florida, at their spring training complex.
Okay. I did not know that. I know, last year there was an issue, probably out of caution, crossing the border and things like that. So, so those Yankee fans, those Red Sox fans, they are still going to be able to get to see the up and coming Yankees and Red Sox, and then who else we got? The Indians, the Blue Jays,
the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Phillies, and the Yankees. So we'll play each team twice here at home, except for the Mets or Syracuse. We play 3 times, I believe. Yeah, no, actually we play everybody. Oh, let me think here, Jamie.
uh-oh. Dan, if the schedule's screwed up, I don't know if we can change it now.
No. That's right. We play everybody the same amount of times. We play everybody twice at home. So because we have 60 games at home, every team we play will play twice.
Yeah, I really like that, Dan. I know you didn't run it by me first, but thumbs up. Yeah, for those even casual fans, I think there's something to, if you go to a game twice in a week, you're going to have some familiarity. Obviously, we're going to have to start again with the Red Wings, having our fan favorites and such, but also, seeing the same opponents a couple of times, I think is going to help. Cool. So obviously what everybody is concerned about, Dan, what's up with Darkstar?
I don't know because we're not sure if we're gonna be able to do concerts this year. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that. We're hopefully get them back, but we're just not sure right now with the capacity restrictions if we can pull it off.
So it's not off the table yet.
Correct.
All right. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. You're saying there's a chance. I love that line.
Great. Well, and obviously I'm a big fan and all that, but I just think people are starving for some live music, regardless of genre. I'd probably go see a Bee Gees tribute band if you had them over there, Dan. I'll be honest.
All right. I'll see if I can line that up for you.
All right, very good. I knew you'd take me
All
up
right.
on
I
that.
wholeheartedly agree. I know, live sporting events, live music, people are just really jonesing for that. And just getting out of the house and doing something, I mean, it was a tough summer in terms of entertainment and the entertainment industry, and sports and music and comedy and all that. And hopefully it all comes back real soon and stronger than ever.
Perfect. So, last thing. So, once people get into the stadium in their pods, the seating is going to be arranged throughout the stadium with
Correct.
some spacing.
Yeah.
And once they're in, they stick with your buddy and, behave as you normally might.
Yeah, you have to keep your mask on except if you're eating or drinking in your seat. So you can't walk around with your favorite beverage. You have to consume your food and your beverages in your seats, and that's when you can take your mask off. But it's there are definitely some new rules for this year, but tell you what, it sure beats the rules that we had last year, which were you can't have anybody come.
I was going to say, Dan, I'm sure we're going to find plenty of people to bitch about it, but I also think they're going to say, well, you know what? I'd rather be here bitching about having to wear this mask than at home bitching that there's no baseball.
No doubt, no doubt about it.
Perfect. So, what are your predictions for the year, Dan? We'll stick with the majors. I know you have a
Oh,
vested interest.
well, I gotta let's see here. I'll say the Toronto Blue Jays against the Washington Nationals in the World Series.
Right. It could be a hometown series. I know last year I was keeping an eye on the Blue Jays because, yeah, they were playing right up the road. And if that
Hmm.
were happening again, that would be super cool. So
No doubt.
awesome. Dan,
But
anything else? Anything else that you
we
want?
are no, just that we are doing a vaccination clinic this Saturday at the ballpark from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, and know that having been fully vaccinated is going to be the easiest way to gain access into the ballpark this year. If you're looking to get a vaccine, come on down to the ballpark 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. You do need to pre-register, and for more information, you can also find that on our social channels or at redwingsbaseball.com. And then just click the link and sign up. And once you do that, make an appointment. We'll see you here on Saturday. And everybody that comes down to get vaccinated will get a voucher for a free hot dog to be redeemed at any game during the 2021 season. So,
All right. See, you buried the lead there, Dan. Come on. I thought we
I
talked
hear you.
about that. We're going to have free hot dogs at the stadium this Saturday from 10 to 5.
Well,
But
if you get vaccinated, you'll get a coupon that you can redeem for a free hot dog. So we won't have the hot dogs here on Saturday.
right, you'll get the coupon there and
Yep.
you'll get a little shot and then you got to come back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's going to be a baseball game when you're eating your hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
perfect. Dan, thank you very much. It has been too long. Hey, I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, no
We
doubt.
will certainly be out there and we will touch base again.
Sounds great, Jamie. Thanks a million.
Thanks,
Have a good
Dan.
night. You
Yep,
bet.
we'll see you soon. Oh, all right. That was Dan Mason from the Rochester Red Wings. Opening day is May 18th. You get tickets for the first homestand on May 10th at redwingsbaseball.com. Also, this Saturday, they're having vaccinations from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, go to baseball.com. So you can pre-register for that vaccination clinic, and to go to the games if you're planning on going to the games. Make sure that you have that negative test or your proof of vaccination. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thanks again to Dan. And I think we're ready for some baseball. And thank you very much, guys. Stay safe. And we'll see you soon, maybe out at the field.